Good afternoon and welcome to the Hamilton County Commissioners meeting. I know you normally see us on Thursday, but we moved the meeting to today because there will be the funeral of Auditor Bridget Kelly, and so we would definitely want to be able to be there and honor her life. We always start our meeting, our regular meeting, with a silent prayer and pledge of allegiance. I would just ask to keep the Kelly family and friends in our prayers as we are giving a silent prayer. Amen. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, we'll introduce the dais. I forgot to do that.
Christy Rischel, Assistant Clerk.
Leslie Hervey, Clerk to the Board.
Stephanie Summerall Dumas, Commissioner.
Good afternoon. I'm County Commissioner Denise Driehaus.
Jeff Aludo, County Administrator.
James Sayer, Counsel for the Board.
And I'm Hamilton County Commission President Alicia Reese, and I want to welcome our Deputy Clerk back. Christy, thank you for being here. We will definitely keep your family in our prayers. Now I will make a motion to approve the minutes of the previous session.
Second?
Commissioner Reese.
Yes.
Commissioner Driehaus.
Yes.
Commissioner Summer Dumas.
Yes.
And now we will open up for public comments. We have one card, Derek Blassingame. He's gone. Okay. All right. Now we'll open it up for commissioners. I'm waiting on my notes, so I will start with you, Vice President Driehaus.
Very good. Just a couple things. The first one is that while we recognized the service of Auditor Bridget Kelly at one of our previous meetings, we did not pass a resolution. And so I circulated a resolution. All three of us have signed it. And so I wanted to make sure that I presented that for the record so that we've got that on the record of our meeting. So Leslie Hervey has that, Clerk of the Board. And so I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. And I will deliver the resolution tomorrow at the visitation. There will be no formal presentation. I'm just going to put it on the table as we walk in there. I know the state is doing a resolution, the city did a resolution, and so I wanted to make sure that the county did a resolution as well. So just wanted to make everybody aware of that.
Can we make that by leave one and not to think we should take a vote?
You want to vote on
the
it?
record, yes.
Sure.
Can we make that by leave one? Okay. Yes. All right.
Okay, so I'll make the motion that we receive it for the record.
Yes. Second. Yes.
Commissioner Driehaus.
Yes.
Commissioner Summer Dumas.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Also wanted to talk a little bit about the Hamilton County Women in STEM Day or panel event that happened last week. There are a lot of women that are working for the county that are in STEM fields. And so we wanted to make sure that we not only are promoting the women in our organization that are in engineering, they're in conservation, they're doing all kinds of really cool stuff, scientific stuff, but make sure that girls and other women in the community know that those opportunities are available through Hamilton County. And so Mary Mounty organized this event. Jeff Aludo spoke at the event. So it was really nice to kind of honor our own and recognize our own. So I hope that we do that again. It was a lot of fun. Also participated in opening day. Commissioner Reese was also in opening day. Commissioner Dumas participated by viewing opening day, I believe. So, but yeah, that's right. You were the judge. I don't even want.
No wonder we won.
I didn't get a ribbon. So,
Okay.
so anyway, thanks to Finley Market. They did such a nice job organizing the parade as they do every year. It's no easy task to organize that many entries. I think they had like 160 entries this year. It went on for a couple of hours. I was delighted that we were near the front. But anyway, thanks to Neil Lucan and the family for organizing the parade as always. Also went out to the 513 relief bus for the Developmental Disability Day out at the bus. Commissioner Reese, you were there as well, I know. But it was really a wonderful coming together of organizations that serve people with disabilities. There was a lot of excitement about the recognition of the work that they are doing for people with disabilities in our community, and they're also like-minded. It was just really gratifying to be out there with so many good people and people that use those services. So I was delighted to participate in that. And then lastly, I went out to Cheviot for a community civic day. They wanted some information about how the county can partner with Cheviot and some of the organizations in Cheviot. And so I went and presented some of those potential possibilities for that organization. Thanks to Sam Keller, the mayor of Cheviot, for the invitation. So yeah, it's been busy, but yeah, it's been fun to go to all these things and celebrate the county work and the community at large. Thank you.
Awesome. Commissioner Dumas.
Thank you so much. Just a few things. The Stepping Up Initiative of Ohio project, there was a webinar for that, which I was involved in. And also building infrastructure to implement programs that promote healthy development and prevent behavioral and mental health problems. It was a youth webinar. And the White House briefing, which I attend every week. Just wanted to do an update, a small update, as it relates to the Hamilton County Imagination Library, which the board has generously given $5,000 for that effort. And just the latest update from January to March is the enrollment is 30,844 children, which includes from birth to 5 years old. Children served has been 60,392. Eligible children enrolled right now is 62%, so they're trying to get to 100%, of course. 1,700,000 books have been sent to homes since it started in July of 2015. And there were 12,180 reach out and read visits. So if you're interested in going out and going to sites, there are 26 sites, and read to some of the children, I'm sure they would be more than open to allow you to do that. And that will end my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, opening day. It's a tradition. I really enjoyed it and enjoy seeing, just everybody and the floats and all those great things. And I had a great time in that parade, and was awesome that we won opening day. So we're great, and it was great. And we won the series. We ended up winning the series. So very exciting opening day, and to see everyone down there. Also, I spoke and I did a welcome and presented a proclamation to the AKAs for their 93rd Great Lakes Region Conference that was in town. My understanding has an economic impact about $7 million that weekend. And so thanks for that information to Jackie Taggart Boyd with the CVB. And so the pink and green was taken over, and they were spending money, and it was a great, great event. And so I want to thank them for choosing our county and our city to host their Great Lakes Regional. In addition, I also spoke at the opening of one of the first Black-owned pharmacy in a very, 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 very long time in Cincinnati, in the community of Avondale. I want to give a congratulations to Dr. Manny, who is the owner of it. It's an interesting, to me, it's a great model for coming together, not inclusion, but in ownership, because the company CEO was in town, Brian Tyler from McKesson Company, and their job, what they're doing, they're a pharmaceutical company, but one of the things they want to deal with is pharmacy deserts. And so it was this new model, and I want to give a big shout out to Reverend Andre O'Neill, who works for the company, but he's a pastor at Rockdale Baptist, and he was able to convince the company who said maybe we should do the first one in our hometown, which I think is Texas. And he said, no, you got to do Avondale. And he has been working on this for about 3 years. And he was able to connect with Dr. Manny, who was able to come through and say, I'm going to take the risk, I'm going to be the owner, and to have this type of partnership with McKesson. So yesterday, they had the grand opening, and it's located right across the street from Southern Baptist Church, the church I grew up in, and down the street from the church I go to now, which is New Friendship. And to see faith-based leaders there, community council leaders with the president, Ms. Sandra, who's the president of the Avondale Community Council, and then coming right in the heart of Avondale, which has been a desert for a lot of things: food deserts, economic desert, health desert, grocery store desert, and for him to come and have that place there. Then he is a doctor, so a lot of his patients were there, and they talked about how Dr. Manny, when you go to the pharmacy, he talks to you. You don't get that anymore at the pharmacy. Drive through, thank you, bye-bye. Can you read the directions? Okay, great job. But a lot of times when these pharmacies are leaving particular communities, inner cities. And so this is a national model. This is great yesterday, and I encourage people to take a look at it. And they do have items that you can purchase as well inside of the new pharmacy, Altev Community Pharmacy. So I wanted to give a big shout out for that. Also, in addition to that, the DDS, Developmental Disabilities Month, we were able to do a proclamation at the event. So it was so great. We had a proclamation from our county, and then we had this major event, and it had never been done before. And to see all the people that were there, and then new people coming who needs to sign up for different services. And then there was free food. We talk about the recycling of food. There was a company that she recycled the food and she then served the food to the people, cooked it, and so we had free food. Then we had free produce, so people were able to get produce. It was just a great day, and it was fun. It was for our entire family, and I even ran into someone that I worked with over 20 plus years ago, and he said, "Do you remember me?" I said, "Yeah." And we worked together because we did the sidewalks in Cincinnati. So every new sidewalk has to have a ramp now. And he and I worked together on that. But then to come back, and he got a chance to see the bus and be on the bus, and he was very complimentary. There was another gentleman there in his wheelchair and was blind, and he said, this bus he hadn't been on the bus. He said, this bus is great. If only it had something for people with disabilities to get on. I said, wait a minute. I roll them over here. And then he got on. He said, you guys thought of everything. And then the fact that they rolled out this new porta potty on steroids, I call it, for people with disabilities, because we have these free concerts in the park and those kind of things, but a lot of people may not be able to come because they may have to use the restroom. They can't get in that little porta potty. And so I want to give a shout out to Hamilton County DDS that's launching this new restroom facility that's mobile, and they have thought of everything. I mean, everything. So now everyone can enjoy these free outdoor concerts and outdoor events. And they have, I think, over 60 locations that they will have it at throughout Hamilton County. So I thought that was just amazing, and they rolled that out during our special 513 Relief Day with DDS. So I wanted to highlight that. Maybe next week or next time we have a meeting, we'll have maybe a picture or video so people can see that, because this is phenomenal. In addition, and like I said, opening day, we gave a shout out to Neil and the Lucan family. It was great to see them and what they do, and pulling that off is very hard, and they did it without a glitch. So thank them again. Also, wanted to say this to all parents out there. Graduation will be probably next month. And I want every parent to start looking at fees for your child to be able to graduate. Last year it was a last minute thing, and a lot of kids couldn't, and we were scrambling, and community folks stepped up, etc. And while this month is also prom month, and I'm all about the prom, I love it, the outfits and all the young people dressed up, looking nice and all of that. And I love them looking great, but I'm more excited about them in a cap and gown. So please don't believe your kids when they come and tell you, because they don't, they're young, they may not tell you everything. Call up to the schools. Find out, are there any fees that are due? And see if there's a payment plan so we don't get to the finish line and our kids get disappointed and are unable to graduate. So that's very important. As we're getting ready for the prom, we got to put a little money to the side to see if there's any fees that are due for them to be able to get their diploma. So I'm going to keep saying that so we don't be at the last second. In addition, I'm asking Administrator Aludo, we have several young people in our custody as Jobs and Family Services. And last year, we found out, at least I don't want to speak for everybody, but I found out that some of our kids that was in our care had some fees, and then we tried to run at the last minute. I want to say the Jobs and Family Services check on all kids that are in our custody and make sure fees are paid. And if it's a problem, please bring it to our board early enough as we're making all these adjustments. I don't want any kid in our care not being able to graduate. They've gotten the grades, they've gone to school, they've done the homework, they passed the test, and at the end, they can't get a cap and gown. And I don't want us rushing at the last minute. So, Mr. Ludo, I'm going to ask if you would report back to us to make sure all our children that are in our care under Hamilton County Jobs and Family Services, that fees are paid in full so that our young people can graduate. So I wanted to highlight that. And then last but not least, there is a birthday around here, I'm told. Ms. Leslie, happy birthday to you. We appreciate all that you do. So we wanted to, I knew a little earlier you would have got that Grater's cake, see? They just now telling me. But no, happy birthday, Leslie, to you, and enjoy your day. With that, I'll turn over to Mr. Aludo.
Thank you, Commissioners. We do not have any by-leaves on the agenda today, nor do I have any major comments other than just to note that we are coordinating with EMA and watching the weather for today. We know that there's some potentially severe weather moving through the region. I talked with Ryan from EMA earlier today, and Nick is out of the continental United States, I believe, right now, so unable to log in. But Ryan is manning the ship up at the Emergency Operations Center. We'll be in conversations with him throughout the evening, and they will do a fantastic job, as they always do, in making sure that we're kept apprised of any situations that we need to know about, and we'll keep the board apprised as well.
Okay, thank you. And I also need to let everyone know that the 513 relief bus will be in Roselawn tomorrow at New Prospect Baptist Church at 1580 Summit Road from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. They will have complimentary birth certificates if you need it. Council on Aging will be there with their new programs dealing with utility assistance for seniors, as well as repairs, home repairs, and you can be able to talk to them directly, along with the blood pressure checks, glucose checks, and those things without any copay fees. So that's tomorrow, 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. So I wanted to make sure of that. Now we'll go to the calendar, and we have Mr. Engineer, Mr. Beck.
Good afternoon. I'd like to echo Jeff's comments about the severe weather. The engineer's office has also been working with EMA, so we have all of our crews are ready should we have any urgent needs that need to be taken care of. Two items for you today. Item number one is a resolution authorizing the county engineer to prepare and submit fiscal year 2025 OPWC applications. This will allow the engineer's office to enter into the agreements for 3 projects that were approved for funding by the Ohio Public Works Commission. These projects are the Fields Erdel Road widening from Snyder to Wilkins Boulevard, That is a joint project with Warren County Engineers Office. The county's portion of that project is $6.7 million. We were able to obtain a OPWC grant in the amount of $3,330,000 and an OKI grant at $2.97 million, which left only $400,000 out of our local funds remaining. The second project is a Berkshire Road culvert replacement. This is a large diameter culvert under Berkshire Road that needs to be replaced, along with some roadway repair work and guardrail work. That total project is $1.6 million, and we were able to obtain an OPWC grant in 90% of the project for $1.5 million. Muchmore Road is the third project from Walton Creek to Indian Hill. This is an improvement, reconstruction of the road, pavement, guardrail, and culvert pipes. Total project cost is $1 million. We were able to obtain $600,000 in OPWC grant. Again, this will allow the engineer to enter in those grants so that we can get these projects out to bid after the funds become available July 1st. Item number 2 is a resolution for the 2024 Guardrail Program, Project 502-405. This will allow us to put the guardrail program out to bid for roads in Anderson and Green Township. The engineer's estimate is $297,000. We were able to get a federal highway safety improvement grant that will cover 100% of the cost up to $300,000. This will allow us to remove and upgrade our current guardrail. As it ages, some of the posts start to rot from the inside, and you don't know that. The standards have changed as for the height of the guardrail, so this will allow us to get it back to standards and with the correct end treatments to meet current standards for guardrail.
Thank you. I had one, comment. It seems like we get a lot of good grants, and I think that is fabulous. I think what would be helpful if we could get how we're looking in terms of grants, because it seems like you're getting more grants than maybe we got in the past, and if there could be
there's definitely more opportunity out there now, and we are trying to leverage our money the best we can.
Yeah.
And we try to structure our projects so that we can obtain those grants.
Yeah, but I'm saying if we had something like a chart that shows the good work so people can see, hey, in 2021 we got this many, just throwing out hypothetically. Right. 2024 we've gotten even more.
We do have that. We've put that together. We'll update it and I'll get it to the board.
Yeah, because I think it's great for the citizens to know we're getting more grants. That means your office is being more definitely aggressive going after them, but it also shows that when people review them, these are good grants, these are good projects, and I just think it's great for people to be able to see that.
We'll get that to the board.
Great. I'll open up Vice President Treehouse.
Yeah, I wanted to comment on the same. You're like the master of getting grants, Eric. It's very impressive.
Well, I don't know if that's great or not, but
well, I think
we
it's
have
great.
Infrastructure that needs repair, yes.
Well, and I think people even rely on you with your expertise in drawing down these dollars to help them draw down the dollars as well. So I really want to congratulate you on the continued work to bring in money to help pay for local projects so that we don't have to spend all the local money on those, but can extend our dollar further because you're bringing down grants. So right. So you're being more aggressive. Is there also more availability because of what's going on with the federal government?
Yeah, there's federal funds as well as the SORTA funds. The SORTA infrastructure grant has really helped make a lot more money available.
Gotcha.
in Hamilton County.
Okay, all right, very good. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you. Commissioner Dumas?
Thank you. You answered my question as it relates to the upgrade of the guardrails, because I know there were many accidents and a need for improvements. Mm-hmm. It sounds like they've done that, so thank you.
We continue to work on that every year.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Great.
Awesome. Well, I make a motion to approve items 1 and 2.
Second.
Commissioner Reese?
Yes.
Commissioner Dreehouse?
Yes.
Commissioner Summer Dumas?
Yes.
Everybody have a safe afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. You too. All right, Mr. Aludo?
Thank you, Commissioners. One item on the regular agenda for the Commission administration. The board will recall that back in October, the county received a grant from the Ohio Department of Aging that was designed to help throughout counties in Ohio with the health and quality of life for seniors in Ohio. The county is passing those dollars. It's our grant specifically was around $2.45 million. The county is passing those dollars through to its senior services partner, the Council on Aging, which is our direct provider under the senior services levy that implements all programs for the county from a senior services perspective. So to make the best use of these dollars, the most efficient use of these dollars, we're recommending an agreement with Council on Aging as a subrecipient of these dollars. This was discussed a bit in the presentation that the Council on Aging had last week with the board. Council on Aging will be using those dollars to supplement the Elderly Services Program, which is a program that corresponds very well with the goals of the Healthy Aging Grant in Ohio, from the perspective that it will be used to help with food assistance, housing assistance, digital literacy of seniors, all things that the Healthy Aging Grant prescribes that these funds must be used for. So with that, I know the commissioner's been briefed on this. Suzanne Burke and Ken Wilson were here from Council on Aging a week or so ago. Happy to answer any questions, but I do recommend approval of item number 3. And again, this is the resolution authorizing the subrecipient agreement with Council on Aging for $2.456 million. Thank you, commissioners.
Okay. Thank you. I'll open it up. Vice President Treehouse.
I don't have any questions.
Commissioner Jones?
Thank you. This is a great choice for a subrecipient because we saw when they presented their information how accountable they are with taxpayer money. So, yeah, this is great.
Okay, awesome. I'll make a motion to approve item number 3.
Second?
Commissioner Reese?
Yes.
Commissioner Treehouse?
Yes.
Commissioner Summer Dumas?
Yes.
Mr. Ludo, consent agenda.
Thank you, commissioners. Walk through the consent agenda now. Item number 4, and I'll try to go through this fairly rapidly. Item number 4 on your agenda is the resolution approving or authorizing the administrator to sign the property owner petition in favor of renewing the Over the Rhine South Special Improvement District and the adoption of the 2000 through 25, 2000 through 28 Over the Rhine Special Improvement District Plan. That is an amount that is assessed to the county at approximately $20,578. I do believe Bobby Maley is here on behalf of the Over the Rhine South SID. So if there are questions, I'm sure Mr. Maley would be happy to entertain those at the appropriate time. Item number 5 is actually one that I'm going to recommend, commissioners, if you are okay holding this particular item. This is the item that we've discussed in the past. There was a presentation done on this, but this relates to the reallocation of our ARPA funding, and we had discussed having a presentation done by CDF, our provider of affordable housing services, in advance of this reallocation, and just because of the way the meetings have been changed around a bit, we haven't had the chance to do that. So they're going to come in next Tuesday. I would recommend that we hold this item until next Thursday, if the board is so inclined to consider that.
Yes.
Okay. And in the meantime, I'll walk through and we can take care of that as we approve the consent agenda. Item number 6 is an agreement allowing the county administrator to enter into an agreement with the state of Ohio for the conducting of the 2023 financial audit for the county at $233,413. Item number 7 is authorizing the agreement with Holson LLC. This is the last of our concrete and waterproofing agreements at Paycor Stadium at $598,050. We have an item purchase order release from the county for $318,800. This relates to the plaza expansion down at Paycor. This is for safety bollards around the plaza. Item number 9 is a resolution authorizing the award of ITB 116-23. This is an agreement with Kelly Brothers Roofing. This is for repairs of the roof at the Juvenile Court Youth Center for $1.809 million. We have item number 10. This is a resolution authorizing the purchase of a 2023 Dodge Charger as a replacement in the sheriff's office for $33,953. Item number 11 is the authorization of purchase of a 2022 Ford Escape as a replacement in the sheriff's office, $21,785. We have item number 12 is the resolution accepting and authorizing the execution of a contract between Job and Family Services and Universal Work and Power LLC. This is for transportation services for Job and Family Services youth and families at $108,663. Item number 13 is resolution number P06-24. This is through the auditor's office for support and maintenance of the auditor's property tax computer assisted mass appraisal software for $3.94 million. This is the support and maintenance contract through April 1st of 2029. Item number 14 is resolution P069-24. This is a contract between the Office of Reentry and Radio One for radio advertising. Item 15 is resolution P07-24. This is the purchase of a Ford F-250 on behalf of Hamilton County Facilities at $50,835. Item number 16 and 17 are related. This relates to the Ohio Revised Code requirement that counties form a 911 review committee to review the 911 plan and program for the county and make recommendations on that program and plan. The county has two appointees to that. This appoints those two members to the committee. The first, item number 16, appoints Sheriff Charmaine McGuffey. Item 17 approves and appoints Mr. Lee Zerwanka from Blue Ash to that committee. Item number 18 is a resolution approving a solid waste management litter prevention grant. This is for recycling outreach in North College Hill. It's a grant in the amount of $3,970, or our funding is $3,979 from that grant. Item number 19 is a resolution approving the collective bargaining agreement between IUOE Local 20. This is the senior building managers in the county. Item number 22 is also a resolution approving and journalizing a collective bargaining agreement. This is for Local 20, also representing the facility maintenance workers 1 and 2, as well as the HVAC techs at Paycor Stadium. Then we have several JFS items. Item number 21 is a contract for group home services with Trust Group Home for $100,000. Item 22 is a contract for family visitation services with the Family Nurturing Center for $2.4 million. Item 23 is a prevention grant being awarded by Job and Family Services with Justice Works for $200,000. Item 24 is an agreement for mentoring and coaching services for teens in our custody through the Youth Advocate Program for $644,350. Item 25 is a is a contract for independent living services with NECO for $100,000. And item 26 is a resolution authorizing an agreement between our Department of Economic Inclusion, Equity, and Diversity and Job and Family Services. This is for JFS provision of funding for implementation of the Inspire program, $275,000 of which relates to grants and $25,000 of which relates to administration. Item 27 is the municipal court annual report for the year. Item 28 is the sheriff's reporting of no objection to 2 liquor permits in the county. And commissioners, that is your consent agenda. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. On item number 7, and I know we're talking about that's another waterproofing contract, Paycor Stadium interior, but as it all comes together with the $39 million that we're doing as well, I want to make sure that every entrance in Paycor Stadium is accessible, is handicap accessible. When you go to the games, both the Bengals games and the Reds games, the parking is limited in the ones that we own, because they all got these passes. You got to have all passes. And so they may have to park in an entrance that's not close to the one handicap. We are in 2024. There should be not one, only one handicap entrance. I know I've brought this up before. You're going to look into it, but I would like to get a response back. I don't want them working down there and we say we missed the mark and too late, but next time we'll get it. This is the time. So as the season starts or when they get done, concerts or whatever we end up having down there, I want every entrance. I saw too many people standing with canes, wheelchairs, and they said, oh, you got to go all the way around there, but you only could get a parking spot on this side of the stadium. So I would like to make sure, I don't think we have that problem at the Great American Ballpark because of the way it's built, but at that stadium, I would not want to put $39 million, and we're saying we're upgrading the plaza level and waterproofing, and we're going to make it better, and then you still only got one handicap entrance. When I brought it up, I think it was in 2021, I was met with some resistance. And they said, oh, they got a handicap, just go around all the way around. But I don't want to miss that mark. So I wanted to highlight that. Mr. Ludo, I don't know where we are with that.
Yeah, so Commissioners, happy to follow up on that. To your question, Commissioner, so I know that in the slate of projects that we're doing this year, we specifically put money in to assess the compliance of the entrances of everything down there from a handicap accessibility perspective. My question, and I'm just going to need to follow up on this for you directly, is how much of it relates to capital improvements that are necessary versus operating protocols for where they actually have the handicap accessibility entrances and the parking, et cetera. So how much of this is a capital issue versus how much of it is operating in terms of just the policy and the protocol for how they funnel how they funnel people to the accessible entrances. So I will follow up on that and get you a report back here shortly on it.
Yeah, I just think the messaging, I would like the messaging from us to be, I don't want to come back and say, oh, we're looking into it and the season done started. I mean, it needs to be, you know, we've gotten some criticism in terms of our stadium and some other things, but the accessibility, I don't want to be we still studying and they down there banging up the place right now. I want to move as quickly as they taking chairs out, move quickly with, you know, they should come back and say, okay, all entrances are available to handicap accessible. I don't know why it's so difficult if it's not a construction problem. But I want to get an answer. I don't want to be studying the problem. I mean, the reality is it's 2024. I mean, we got a mobile bathroom now. We need to make sure that our facilities, anything that Hamilton County, we own it. Our facilities, we should say we want a mandatory that everybody can get to. That's been on my list since 21 and it's 24. And I just think now is the time, since we're down there with, you know, cranes and everything banging away. So I hope that we can get some kind of answer next week on where we are. So that was my thing. Also, on the item number 4, I do have the resolution. It's a one-pager, and it says that we do this how many years? This is the resolution authorized the county administrator to sign the property owner petition in favor of renewing the Over the Rhine Special Improvement District. I mean, I wasn't here when you did the original one, so can you just?
Yeah, so I'm sorry, Commissioner. Yes, so this is a 4-year renewal of the services plan. So this will be for 25 through 28. And this, just so folks who are watching at home know, this is the Special Improvement District. This is a special district in the city where the property owners are assessed dollars, and those dollars go directly to help with public safety, safe and clean programs, resident engagement programs within that area of the city. And this is specifically the area that is bordered from the north by Liberty, the south by Central, Broadway on the east, and then Central as it hooks up around to the to the west. So yeah, I believe the last time you would have done this would have been in 20 or probably 2020, Mr. Maley. Yes, so 2020 would have been the last time that the board would have entertained this.
Gotcha. But is there something thicker than this? Is there an actual plan that goes with it?
Yes. So the actual there was a presentation I know that went out to the board. Okay. There is an agreement that will be signed.
Okay.
On that as well. So
okay, and it will keep the ambassador services going and keep the beautification, I guess, projects, social services, outreach, and sanitation services. I'm just want to make sure the social services piece, because we vote on these things and then I go downstairs and everybody's all around me saying, where's the help? You kept saying once we get this with 3CDC, we'll be able to have social services dealing with the mental health and wraparound.
Yes, that's a good question. So 3CDC did start a cooperative program with Mental Health Recovery Services Board and some others as well. And I believe they started that program back in the summer of 23. And I've started to filter through some anecdotes in my reports to the board just on some things that have happened and some connections they've been able to make, in particular some long-term chronically homeless individuals that had in this part of the community that they have now gotten into supportive housing and apartments, nursing homes, that type of thing. So I think a full report out from Mental Health Recovery Services Board, 3CDC, or a partnership of both of them would probably be helpful at a future meeting as well, just to talk about that program, because there's a lot of good stories that I think are there as well.
Okay, great. I just want to make sure, because I wasn't here when they did the original, and this is like we're updating it. But I'm happy that we would have these wraparound services. I think is really good. So thank you. I will have on item 13, I'm going to ask to have pulled that out and vote on that individually. But I will go ahead and open it up for comments from Vice President Driehaus.
Well, so do you want to elaborate on item number 13?
No, I don't have to elaborate on it, but I can't. When we get after your comments, I can, when we get ready to vote, I'd like to pull that item out.
Are we to hold it or
no, to vote on it, to vote on it, yes, but not in the consent agenda.
Okay. I'm just wondering why. Is there something here that?
Yeah, because we have to vote on it, and I have a different vote for 13 than I do for consent items.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I too had circled item number 7 related to the stadium, and to piggyback just a little bit on the conversation earlier. So I too am concerned about accessibility and have been talking to the administrator as recently as this morning about how to ensure that the stadium is accessible, not only for people with disabilities, but for all people that come for the games, including thinking through any families that come down, women that need to have a lactation room, those kinds of things that are found in more modern facilities, but were not thought about in the stadium when it was constructed. And so want to think about also accessibility related to entrances, but also to seating, to ensure that people with disabilities have access to seats that are close to the game, not necessarily removed in a certain section, but rather there are some really good seats for people with disabilities, kind of field side, as well as the ones that are available now. So I too am concerned about this. I've had a couple people come to my office and talk about it. So I just want to think about that as we talk through what we're doing by way of capital improvements. I want that to be front and center. No matter how much we're spending down there, no matter how many partners we have, we need to make sure that that is at the top of the list. The other one, and Bobby Maley is here. Bobby, do you want to, I don't know if Bobby wants to say anything related to the special improvement district that has not already been said, but I did want to give you the opportunity to speak.
Madam Chair and Commissioners, Bobby Maley, CEO of the Model Group based in Over the Rhine. Been working on, been in Over the Rhine for 20 years now, but I've been dreaming about a special improvement district in the neighborhood since 2007 or 8, and We now have one 4 years in, renewing here for our second term, and it's just had a massive impact on the neighborhood, especially in 2021, 2020, 2021, when we had a pretty difficult time with, lack of positive visitors, and it was just a very difficult time for urban areas in terms of, preponderance of trash and lack of other services. So having these supplemental services and safe and clean, as well as the social service engagement, which we have someone working full-time every day, engaging folks and panhandlers and homeless to connect them with the right service providers and all those partnerships set up. It's just been really successful, and I think we've gotten better every year that we've been up and running now for 4 years. So we're very grateful for the support, and I believe it's having a really positive impact on this urban neighborhood that is really, I think, a neighborhood for the whole county in a lot of ways.
So I just want to thank you for taking the lead on this. Can you help us understand the parameters of the district itself? Because we've got how many, 3 buildings in this? 3 buildings in the improvement district. So it's over to Memorial Hall, down to JFS, and then up to the north to Liberty.
Yeah, it's Broadway on the east, on the west and south, it's Central, and then Liberty on the north.
Okay.
One of the board's principles that we're sort of guided by is trying, one of our goals is to expand it into as much of Over the Rhine as the property owners will support being self-assessed. This was the largest geographic area where we had enough support to self-assess for those additional services, where the cost of the services was not disproportionate to the assessments that the property owners are paying. So unfortunately, for example, north of Over the Rhine, where I would really like to see the improvement district extended, the cost of picking up the litter on Vine Street between, north of Liberty might be 10 times the cost of doing that block south. But the value of the property in those same blocks might be a fifth of the value 2 blocks south, mostly because there's so many vacant, blighted buildings still in those few blocks on Vine Street. And so that's why the boundaries are where they are today. I think one of our primary goals is that for this next renewal, that we can expand that district beyond Liberty, potentially also in Pendleton, but Pendleton's a lot less dense. So you have more single-family home and less foot traffic and service needs. So.
Great, thank you. I don't.
Yeah, I got a question. So it's Model Group
Yes, ma'am.
that's doing this.
Well, no,
Who do we see? Who are the people we're seeing? And we see these ambassadors. Who is that under? Is that under you or under?
I just happen to be the volunteer board chair at the moment for the.
On the, okay, got it.
That just
Okay.
happens to be my role today. That's just my current position on the board as a volunteer.
Gotcha.
We are a property owner in the neighborhood.
Right.
The improvement district has contracted with 3CDC to do the services.
Gotcha.
Get a lot of bang for our buck if you look at the budget that hopefully you've got in your report. And all of this is available on our website. So
Yeah, no, I understand. I got confused when you said
Gotcha.
Model Group. I'm like, is this a separate group or is this the
No,
same
I'm just-
ambassadors that we see that come and
yes, it is. They work for 3CDC.
Got it.
Most of them work in the neighborhood or within a couple neighborhoods. Yeah.
Okay, great.
They don't work for
We're
me.
on the same page
Yeah.
now. I'm okay now. Okay, got it. Okay, Commissioner Dumas, do you have any questions for?
No questions for you.
Okay,
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry.
Thank
Wait-
you for coming.
Thank you.
done.
Vice President, are you done with your comments or you have something else?
I am finished with my, other than, I wanted to highlight the Communications Center appointments of Sheriff McGuffey and Lee Zerwanka. I thank them for their willingness to serve on that board. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Dumas.
Thank you. Just a few things. Since we're all talking about item 7, just wanted to put my 2 cents in, even though it deals with interior concrete and waterproof, and we talked about accessibility, and there is a standard for disability entrance and also seating that we have to meet as a stadium. So we need to make sure that we're meeting that standard. And I like what you were saying, Jeff. It could be a policy issue where we're not opening enough gates or whatever, but there is a standard of how many entrances should be handicapped, how many seats should be handicapped. And so I was deeply concerned about the disability interest as it relates to the convention center, and sent a note to them to see their plans on disability to make sure before we build it that it's in compliance with where it needs to be. And so I was so far satisfied with that. And also was brought up about the report about the stadium and some of the inadequacies that exist in the stadium. I'm really deeply concerned. We talked about, visiting teams, and we talked about, I won't go through the whole report, but the report was very disturbing as it relates to how we treat our players, how we treat our family, the access to those who need to nurse their children. And I think we need to find some updates on what they're doing on it, because it does what they're doing to combat some of those concerns. I would like to know what the organization is looking at to make things better at that stadium. I don't know, Jeff, if we're able to do that specifically and pinpoint the concerns that came out. Are we able to do that to see what the progress of the team is to address those?
Commissioner, I'm sure we can. We can look into that. I don't think we have the answers today, but we can look into
Oh, no, I don't need them today.
Okay.
Yeah. And item 14. I just had a question. I don't know if I need Laura on this, but just it's only $1,000 allocation, and I know Then and Now provides general services through JFS, but I was just wondering the collaboration between Then and Now and Radio One, and why it's only $1,000. Are they doing the advertisement on Radio One? I'm asking you, Jeff.
The Department of Reentry is doing the advertising. Is that the question, Commissioner?
Well, it says the execution of a contract with Then and Now.
Yes.
Okay, so how is it Then and Now?
So the Then and Now, so it is the Department of Reentry doing the advertising. The Then and Now simply means that the purchase order did not exist when the bill was received. So that the Then and Now means it's an auditor certification that it's okay to pay that bill because the funding existed then and it existed now. So that's why we call it a Then and Now.
Okay, can we call it something else? Because there's an agency that works within that entity too. I thought, why are they?
Oh, Then and Now?
Yeah,
okay.
right.
So,
But anyway, and then item, let's see, item 24, and we talk about the Youth Advocate Program, which do a fantastic job. I don't know if you remember a couple years ago, we were looking at the Boys to Men initiative. We did not forget about it. But what we did as a team was investigated who was already providing mentoring and coaching. That's what Boys and Men's initiative was going to be about. And as we investigated the YAP program and realized why reinvent the wheel, and then subsequently we ended up a little later with Inspire. So I just thank them for all the mentoring and coaching they're doing through JFS. And then number 26, I also want to thank Job and Family Services for their collaboration as we look at the Inspire Youth Initiative. And that will end my comments.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to move to separate item number 13. I don't know if someone wants to make a motion on that. Someone want to move item number 13? To vote on it, someone has to move to approve it.
Well, I would expect you to make the motion since you're the one that wants to do it. I'm fine with it.
I won't be voting to approve it.
You just vote
I
no.
understand that. But
You
if
can just
want to
vote no.
remove it, I would expect you to make the motion to remove it. I'm fine with it.
No, not to remove it, to vote on it.
It has to be removed from the agenda first in order to vote on it separately. Am I right? Because it's still part of the.
I don't think,
consent agenda?
have we done that before? I thought we've taken stuff out of a consent agenda before.
Well, sure, but we have to do it
Right.
together.
How do we do
I
it?
think in terms of voting on it separately, there would be a motion to separate it from the agenda, and then a separate motion to vote on the item separately, I think is the way it would typically work. We don't do that a whole lot, but I think in terms of voting separately.
Yeah, because I thought there was another time a commissioner voted against something on the consent item and didn't vote, and didn't have to move to separate. That's why I'm saying that. We never moved to separate it. They said, I want to vote no on a certain item, and they were able to do it without us doing a motion to separate.
I don't think so.
I recall, to the best of my recollection, when we moved.
Yeah, what's the lawyer down here? I'm sorry.
I don't know, James, if you have any thoughts. My thought is it just, is it.
Because I've been here and I've seen us take something out of the consent agenda because a commissioner was going to vote a different way. We never did a motion to move it out of the agenda. We just took up item number 13 and someone said I moved to.
I think we have done motions in the past to separate on the agenda.
What does he got this?
Somebody. I have an idea, but
We have voted no. Somebody has voted no on an item before.
Right.
Yes.
And how did they do it? They just
He
voted.
would just do the consent agenda, 1 through 12, and then 14 through.
Okay, that's what we're gonna do. I got it. Okay, I got it. I make a motion to approve items 4, 6 through 12, and 14 through 28 to approve and accept for the record.
Did we vote on 3?
We already voted on
That was
3.
part of the regular agenda?
Yeah, we voted on 3 already.
Yeah.
So items 4, 5 has been held, so we're not voting on that. Items 4, 6 through 12. Then we go into items 14 through 28 to approve and accept for the record.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Reese,
Yes.
Commissioner Dreehouse,
Yes.
Commissioner Summer Dumas.
yes.
Now we need a motion on item 13.
I'll move to approve of item 13.
Second,
Commissioner Dreehouse.
Yes.
Commissioner Summer Dumas.
yes.
Commissioner Reese.
Abstention.
In the future, can I ask that we get some clarity on this process? I'm not entirely comfortable doing this in different ways, depending on, who's voting which way. So let's get some clarity on the process.
We will work with the prosecutor's office
appreciate
to
that.
get you some clarity there.
Thank you. I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I wanted to make one comment.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Please. Oh, no, you didn't know. So I just wanted to mention that Ray Harris, I met with him earlier during the week in my office. He is from the Heritage Bank, and he wanted to talk about possible renovations. I don't know if you guys have already talked to him, but he talked about statistics about 700,000 people coming through the doors each year, and I just wanted to make sure in case he was watching, he wondered, well, didn't you meet with me? So I just wanted to make sure that I acknowledged the time that he took to come and talk to me about his facility. That's all I had.
Thank you. I make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Commissioner Reese.
Yes.
Commissioner Dreehouse.
Yes.
Commissioner Summer Dumas.
Yes.